The University of Iowa's Kinnick Stadium has a rich history full of change. With it came the success of many men over many generations, but one has stood out from the rest, Nile Kinnick. This man and this stadium grew together, and we continue to honor him today, and the stadium continuing to grow and change, bringing success to the players of past, present, and future. Nile was born on July 9, 1918, in Adel, Iowa, to a farming family. On this day, the fate of the University of Iowa was changed forever, even though we wouldn't know until 21 years later. Nile was born the oldest of three boys, and his maternal grandfather, George W. Clark, was a former governor of Iowa. As a freshman at the university, Nile was on the baseball, basketball, and football teams. During his time on the football team, he played under three different head coaches. He was recruited onto the team by Ozzie Solm, the football coach at the time, but Solm left Iowa the following year to coach at Syracuse, bringing in Earl Tubbs as the new coach. After a 1-6 season, Tubbs was fired and Eddie Anderson was appointed head coach. Nile dropped out of baseball his sophomore year, and by junior year he was only playing football. In addition to his excellence in athletics, Nile was the senior class president for the College of Liberal Arts and graduated in 1940 with a BA in Commerce. Nile was a member of Phi Kappa Psi, and after graduation he refused many National Football League draft offers to go to law school in hopes of creating a career in politics to follow in his grandfather's footsteps. But after just 1 year in law school, he enlisted in the Navy Air Corps and was called to active duty 3 days after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Nile died at 24 years old on June 2, 1943, after his plane underwent mechanical difficulties and was lost in the Gulf of Paria. Neither the plane or his body were found. On January 29, 2003, the Iowa City Gazette reported that his plane had been located 5 miles off the coast of Venezuela by a brother of one of Kinnick's former teammates. The plane could not be salvaged. Iowa's first football stadium was originally located on the site where the English and Philosophy Building is located. The maximum capacity of this stadium was just 22,000 people. Originally called Iowa Stadium, the grounds for Kinnick were broken on March 6, 1929, and completed on October 5th of the same year, costing $497,000. The stadium originally held 53,000 people, but after many renovations, can now hold 70,585 people. In the first game at the new stadium, the Hawkeyes won 46-0. The university will be hosting its 87th year of football games this coming school year. The Hawkeyes' longest winning streak is 22 games, which spanned from 2002 to 2005. The Hawkeyes have 11 undefeated home seasons, and Kinnick Stadium is currently one of the 25 largest college-owned stadiums, and the Hawkeyes rank in the top 25 schools in the nation for home game attendance. Nile left behind an outstanding legacy here at the university. He brought success to the university during a time when the Great Depression was taking its toll, not just here, but on the state as a whole. The 1939 football team came to be known as the Ironmen, and were one of the most influential teams in football history. Coming into the season, the Hawkeyes weren't even ranked in the Big Ten Conference, and prior to the season, the best player on the team seemed to be Nile. He had been selected team captain for the 1939 year after leading the nation in punting averages and a 1938 All-Big Ten selection. The Hawkeyes ended up winning 6 of their 8 games, losing 1 and tying the last. During Nile's senior year, he was responsible for 107 of the 130 points the team had accumulated that year, and played 402 of the 420 minutes. In 1939, Nile was awarded virtually every major award in the country for college football. He was the Heisman Trophy winner, which is awarded once a year to the most outstanding player in college football, and he is the only athlete in Iowa history to have received it. He also received the Maxwell Award, which is given annually by a panel of judges to the best football player in the United States. He also received the Walter Camp Award, given annually by the Washington, D.C. Touchdown Club. He was a consensus first-team All-American, a Big Ten MVP for the 1939 Ironman team, and an Associated Press Male Athlete of the Year. In 1951, he was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. His image appears on the coin that is flipped at the start of every Big Ten football game, and after Nile died in 1943, there was an outcry to rename Iowa Stadium in his memory. However, Nile Kinnick Sr. objected to singling out his son because he was one of 407,000 people to lose their lives in World War II, including his brother, Ben. It wasn't until 1972 that Nile Kinnick Sr. agreed to rename Iowa Stadium to Kinnick Stadium in honor of his son. That is when a 14-foot statue was added in front of the front gates. Kinnick Stadium has its very own Hall of Fame, the Paul J. Breechler Hall of Fame. 9 men have been inducted into the Hall of Fame, including Nile. His number 24 is proudly shown on the side of the press box. Nile fits the requirements for this Hall of Fame because he was inducted into the National Football Foundation College Football Hall of Fame, and he's a consensus All-American. During his time at the university, Nile set 14 school records, 6 of which to this day have not been broken. And his jersey number is just one of the 2 retired numbers at the university, along with number 62, Calvin Jones. Each weekend during the football season, Hawkeye fans from across the nation come together in historic Kinnick Stadium to enjoy football and to honor Nile. We come together because we embody the same love and passion that he did 77 years ago. He not only exemplifies the tradition of athleticism, but also the high levels of education, and to this day serves as a role model for the students and athletes alike here at the university.